And just like that, ladies and gents, good morning and good afternoon. Welcome back to DC TV, where I am your host, Drew Collins, bringing you the best sports infotainment news you'll find for Cincinnati sports news in general. I just messed that up pretty bad right there. But welcome back. If you haven't already, join the DCTV family. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Hashtag 3K subs. When you subscribe, you are entered into a free jersey giveaway of the new stripes. So whenever Bengals release their new jerseys, which should literally be any day now or even any week heading into the draft, you'd think they'd have it out before the draft, but we'll see. So yeah, hit the subscribe button and you'll be entered a giveaway for that. Smash the like button if you enjoyed and you're part of the Houday Nation DCTV family. And as always, get active in that comment section because it helps the algorithm, and I always want to hear your guys' feedback here and this Bengals network. One last thing. Follow me on my socials, especially my Twitter, Drew_Collins11, DCTV.YT on Instagram. If you want to become a part of the member, I'm going to be looking into doing members only streams coming up here soon, something I experiment with. All you got to do, I think it's the third or fourth link in the description. You just got to help me financially with basically every monthly thing, and I might do some member streams. If not, shout out to the recent subscriber Eric and my recent donator Drake, and then shout out to Tony, the all-time donor. So yes, I'm finally getting into things. You see the title of the stream, pretty straightforward. So if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan or just ends up into the Bengals in general, it's not the name Lou Anarumo is not a new name. If you're kind of into the swing of things. So basically, he's been the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati Bengals since when did he join the Bengals? That's a good question. That'd be a good. Okay, so only since 2019, but even since it's only been 2019, it's kind of cut clear that he might not be the answer on the defensive side of the ball. Anybody from Sports Illustrated, anything to SB Nation, really any local Bengals coverage, if it's an article, if it's YouTube, if it's Instagram, Twitter, any content creator in general, I think I haven't seen a single fan of Lou Anarumo. Not that I've seen him. Let me know if you find any positives about him. But it is pretty cut and clear that so far Cincinnati is kind of disgruntled with his coaching for many reasons. The defense, it's not the most star-studded team, but it has a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. I know injuries have been like crazy, and you can't control injuries, but look, it has just not been good coaching on the defensive side of the ball. Let's just be clear. And so we're just going to talk about what all these moves the Bengals have made on the defensive side of the ball, and they're obviously going to make more into the draft, mid to late rounds, most likely. Are the Bengals kind of covering Lou Anarumo's job, a little job security? Because majority of people heading into the offseason thought his job was done. I mean, he had one of the worst rushing defenses, bad in the pass, bad in yards given up, points given up. I mean, the entire defense statistically was just bad. I mean, I know the situations we went through with injuries once again, but at the same time, you can only have so many excuses. And not just for me, looking at all these different articles and just content creators in Cincinnati, people are not thrilled with Lou Anarumo. Now, I want to say this will be his last season if he does not get a defense that compete. Obviously, I know our division, AFC North, is one of the best, if not the best, in the National Football League, and there's a lot of good offensive play in there. But if he will not be able to compete in 2021, this will be his last season in Cincinnati. Want to go ahead and say that for sure. But kind of getting a scope of everything's, and I don't know, really just getting the outside and looking inside. Like, what is he trying to do? I think is what most people trying to figure out. So we saw that all these defensive players in Cincinnati just left, right? Carl Lawson, second in the National Football League in sacks, he left. Okay, why would we do that? William Jackson, the third, okay, he left. Why would we let him walk? Mackenzie Alexander, we just brought in, had a pretty good year in the slot. He left. Why would that happen? Okay, so it's like all these guys are leaving, and then we bring all these new guys in free agency. Who was the head of making this choice? Obviously, Zach Taylor, the Brown family, and Lou, I would have to assume, since it's Lou's defense and his scheme, he is picking out these players that he wants on his team, who he wants to coach. So a lot of these signings, you got to kind of pinpoint on him. Okay, why did you want these guys? How do they fit your scheme? What can you produce out of these guys? And it brings into question, first off, does Lou knows what he's doing? Obviously, I hope he does, because he's a coach in the National Football League, and he's a coach for the team that I obviously cheer for. And second off, are the Bengals bringing in these guys to bail him out? My answer to that is not necessarily, because if the Bengals let these guys walk, these amazing players walk, you got to bring in other talent that are either just as productive or even more productive, right? So I don't think they're necessarily bringing or bailing him out as in job security, but is he getting a chance to pick the players he wants? Yes. If he really wanted Carl Lawson, if he really thought he was a good fit, would the Bengals bring him back? Yes. They played Trey Hendrickson almost in a copy and paste contract as what Carl Lawson got on the Jets. Would he have brought William Jackson back? Yes. Did he let him walk and then bring in Chidobe Awuzie? I don't know. You let Mackenzie Alexander walk or return back to Minnesota, but you bring in Mike Hilton, just as good, if not a better slot corner. Most people are going to say a better slot corner, one of the best in the National Football League. So you look at all these moves, you bring in some more depth guys in the secondary, like the guy from Atlanta. And then you look at the defensive line, Eric Njobi. Excuse me, still trying to get that nail in the coffin. You get him back, or you bring him in from Cleveland. You get DJ Reader back from injury, as long as a couple other guys. Hopefully Sam Hubbard is going to be 100% healthy and ready to go. So do I think that he's necessarily getting bailed out by the Cincinnati Bengals organization? No, not necessarily. But is he getting, get the golden spoon to pick what kind of players he wants? From the outside looking in, yeah, it does look like that. You know what I mean? If he wanted these guys in the locker room at the end of the day to bring back Cincinnati, Carl Lawson, WJ3, yes, he would have brought them back. But something that he wants in his scheme is not with those players. So he's going to bring in guys that he thinks will fit the scheme, will fit the locker room, and the new stripes, the new day type of fit. So that's what I'm looking at. So if you want to come in here and hear me trash talk him the whole time, that's not what you're gonna get. Am I thrilled with him? No. Did I spam here on DCTV the entire last season during my play-by-plays and my other streams? #FireLou. Yes, that was a very popular, if not one of the most popular hashtags on DCTV was #FireLou. So if you're new here, well, welcome. First off, hopefully you join the DCT family. Number 2, Houday. And number 3, yeah, I'm not a fan of defensive coordinator Lou. It's just basically what we've seen from him so far has just been atrocious. There's been a few couple, games, a few couple defensive plays. Look at the second game in Pittsburgh. There were some shining moments. Let's be honest. I can't just nail this guy into the ground. But at the same time, I got to look at it from a round perspective. He's got to produce. He's at least got to get that defense productive. I mean, there is so much talent. You just brought in Trey Hendrickson, who was tied for second in sacks in the entire National Football League. You brought in Larry Ogunjobi with DJ Reader for defensive tackles and Sam Hubbard on the other side. Then you're probably going to draft another edge, rounds 3 to 5. That's a lot of young explosion on the defensive line, right? Then you move to linebackers. It gets even younger. You got Logan Wilson coming back. And all the other guys that were drafted, and I don't think we've signed Bynes back yet. I think we've signed Pratt. I'll have to double check on that. Let me know if Pratt is back. But you get a super young linebacker core that just kind of has to play more snaps, get into the National Football League, and just play football. And then continue to improve their play and stay healthy. Logan Wilson was struggling with some injuries. And then you go to our secondary, which should be vastly improved. And then I just did my last stream. Go check it out if you haven't already. One of the scariest duos in the NFL, safety duos, in Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates, a top 5 safety in the National Football League, and Von Bell, who had a very great season, leading the team in tackles last season, and everybody knows him now for the Juju Smith hit, which we all love here in Cincinnati. So you got an explosive, you got one of the most explosive safety duos in the National Football League. You got a bunch of guys coming back in corners. You got your number 1 corner that you signed last season, a lot of money, who missed the entire season. You got Trey Waynes, which I would assume he had some choice in that most likely. So you get Trey Waynes, you get Chidobe Awuzie, Mike Hilton, along with all the other corners we have. I mean, this is a defense with talent. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the top 5 most talented defense in the league, because it's just not. At least of what we've seen so far, because production-wise, it could be maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But my point is that we can't see no more excuses with the defense. As if this team goes in healthy, he has to compete. We cannot be giving up 30-plus points a game, 300 rushing yards a game, 3 rushing touchdowns a game. Broken coverages everywhere. I know we were down to like a cornerback 4, cornerback 5, cornerback 6, linebacker 3, linebacker 4, defensive tackle 4, defensive tackle 5. It was just one of those seasons. It was just an injury bug season. We all understand that, right? But looking in perspective, if this team is going to be, defensive team is going to be, for the most part, healthy, we have to see some production, and we got to see some grit. I think, looking into what was different with those Cincinnati Bengals teams that made the playoff runs, 5 years in a row. Was it because of nasty offense? No, it was that nasty defense, that nasty, natty defense. We know Vontaze perfect. We remember all those guys on that defense that were just, we were the villains. Pac-Man and all those guys. We were the villains. And, not everyone likes to be the villain, but when you're in the playoffs 5 years in a row, not winning a single playoff game, but nonetheless, making the postseason 5 years in a row, being the villain's kind of fun. And why? Because our defense was intimidating. And, since Marvin, got out of town, and this whole new day, our defense has just been in the shame and shambles. And I get you, it takes time to rebuild. Unless you're New England or a couple other franchises, it doesn't, it takes time. Unlike a couple of those organizations where it just seems like they always got something going. It takes years for most organizations, like it has done Cincinnati. But we need that grit back. And we have players that have that type of grit. Jesse Bates, he's not a dirty player by all means, but that is one of the most electrifying players in the National Football League. In all positions. He was top 25 in PFF, guarding all positions in the National Football League. Top 25. So we just need some grit in our defense. We need to be able to send the blitz, drop back guys if it's man and or coverage. I don't know if he's going for more of a coverage scheme this season. A one safety back, load Von Bell in the box. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it. Probably I need to look more into it. I'm just kind of confused on what he's trying to accomplish. Because what I've seen him accomplish is giving up 20 to 30 points plus a game. Every game, almost. It seems like, at least being a Bengals fan and doing play-by-plays every single game last season. That's what it seemed like for the most part. So do I hope he can turn it around and turn his career around and be liked, being liked in Cincinnati, not having to read articles about how it makes no sense to return to the Bengals, and why are the Bengals doing that? It makes no sense why they would bring him back. I don't want to see that. I want to be able to see him turn around and have a good season. But I got to think realistically, and what I've seen is just not it. It is just not the answer. I got an article pulled up here, Making Nonsense of Lou Anarumo's Return to the Bengals. And this is from Fan Nation or Sports Illustrated, one of the two. Then you got, SB Nation, how Lou Anarumo plans to build the Bengals defense. And he just has to say, get to the quarterback. And, it's kind of hard when you got guys that, two of the top sack leaders are one of the two guys. You got Geno just left. Obviously he was out of his prime. He's not the same player. You got Carlos who just left. Yeah, it's going to be hard when you have guys leave your organization like that, especially the way they did. But we got other guys we brought in over the past couple of seasons, specifically last season and this offseason so far, that should come in and make a change in the locker room and on the field. So I'm excited to see, hopefully, a turnaround this season with Lou Anarumo. And, hopefully I don't have to use the hashtag Fire Lou this season. But my realistic prediction is if he doesn't at least compete and we're a top 15 defense, I think he'll be up and out of here, out of Cincinnati. At least I think he should be. I know it's been since only 2019. But, he's 50-something. He's 54. Staten Island, New York. Maybe he needs to go to the Jets, or maybe he needs to go to the Giants. I don't know what he needs to do, but it might not be in here, in Cincinnati much longer if he can't turn around this defense. So, once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're live and or your post-production, especially post-production, get active down there. Let me know if you were surprised, if you thought it was a good choice bringing him back, or what the majority rule says, and it's why did you bring him back? So yeah, I definitely thought he should have been up and out of there, but it looks like he's gonna go into this draft drafting a few more players for our defense. So let's give it one more shot. Can he turn it around this season in 2021 and get a competitive, nose gritty, get in the trenches? Our defensive line core was just so nasty. I know we don't have the same players like we once did. That defensive line with the linebackers we had, with the gritty corners we had, it's just not the same. But we can't live in the past. We got to live in the future, and we got to do things for our future. And will Lou Anarumo be our future? Well, let me know your thoughts. So, yeah, I don't want to be alive too much longer. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Probably it's about 30 minutes or so. Looks like we got our first donor of the stream with Drake, but
the competent D coordinator.
Yeah, I that's what I think. Zone blitzes and some, zone coverage and stuff like that. I got to look more into Lou in general. I haven't done much research into Lou just because I haven't been a fan of Anarumo. Thank you for the donation as well. But yeah, that's a great point. We'll have to see what kind of coverage we're running. He's bringing these specific players in so he can fit his scheme. So, like I said, the title is, are the Bengals bailing him out? Are they saving his job? Once again, not necessarily, because what if they didn't do anything? Then you're setting him up for failure, right? You gotta look at that perspective. If I were to see that we left Carl Lawson, WJ3, Gino, all these, Carlos Dunlap, he left last season. All these guys left, and we just sat there and did nothing on the defensive side this offseason. Well, then I'd be like, are they bailing him out? No, because they're not doing anything for him. They're not even giving him a chance. But are the Bengals definitely giving him a fighting chance? Yes, they are. Obviously. When you have Joe Burrow, who can, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, and the first two picks are going to be the offensive side, most likely. We're looking for an offense that's going to be able to average 20-plus points a game, hopefully. So if you need a defense that averages, less than 25 points a game, hopefully, well, that's going to lead to some success. So I think the big point here is for Lou is, like I said, you don't have to go out there and turn around a bottom 5 defense, a top 5 defense within a season. But to get them to above average, at least right around average, that would be nice. That his job is on the line this season. So once again, the answer, I've seen a couple people before the stream, because the stream has been up, but it hasn't been live, but like you guys have been able to see it. Because I was going to do it a few weeks ago. A lot of people have been like, no, I don't think they are. And a lot of people are like, well, yeah, he shouldn't even have a job right now. So I know there's been some mixed reviews from Houday Nation. So let me start looking in the live chat here, seeing what you guys are saying. Once again, if you're watching this post-production, hit that like button if you're enjoying. Join the DC family, hit that subscribe button, and be entered into a new Stripes giveaway. Whenever the Bengals release the jersey giveaways, whenever I'm doing it, obviously. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Alyssa, Houday. Darkfire. Oh, let me give a shout out to all the people that joined early. Hold on. I didn't do my shout out to all people that were here early, live. Let me go ahead and do that. My apologies. Shout out to John. Shout out to John Lube. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And John Lee. I know one of you kind of... Shout out to the Discord in general. If you haven't actually joined the Discord, link in the description. 100+ Bengals fan in it. Group chat. We talk Bengals free all day, every day. You guys, I actually kind of... I thought this stream was scheduled for 7:30, but I accidentally had it scheduled for 7 o'clock. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have even noticed. So shout out to you, you guys, for reminding me. LT, Drake, De Eras Carita, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Bengals fan from Brazil. Chase is coming. Hey, I appreciate you, man. That's awesome. That is so cool. Ethan, what's up, Ethan? Not your puppet. Let's see who we got in here. Crypt, Jerry, Preston. Shout out to all you guys being in here. So Preston said, I think he should go, but we'll see if he gets it going. Exactly. I mean, the majority rule was like, okay, my battery is about to die on my laptop. So, excuse me, I got to go grab my battery for my laptop. My laptop's at the die. That's not what majority rule says, actually. We're back. All right. But yeah, like I was saying, majority rule was like, why is this guy coming back to Cincinnati? He is just not it, right? But at this point, we just got to be like, well, can he get it going? Is there a future in this guy? And I think that's what we're all kind of waiting for here. Who day, Jerry? Not your puppet said, man, I hope he gets out there and tears competition up. Who day, John? I don't think so, Jerry. I don't think anyone's actually signed him. Not that I've seen, at least, on anything on Anthony Lynn. That is interesting, though. Get rid of Anarumo already. Yeah, I mean that's what it sounded like from what I was hearing on my socials when I was talking about doing this stream. But I mean, you can look at all the stats you want. I was gonna dive more deep into it and like really give you guys some stats, but it would have just been. It just would have been an all negative stream. I can see if I can pull some up for you. Bengals 2020 defense stats, yeah. Oh, I forgot to let you guys know. So this weekend I'm actually going up to Canton, Ohio, to check out the NFL Hall of Fame. So I might do a vlog on that. I might not. I don't know if how much they let you record in the buildings and all that. But I leave tomorrow night. I'm driving up to Canton, Ohio, getting a hotel, and I'm gonna be there over the weekend. And then I think Saturday is I'm actually gonna actually go. Like Friday night I'm just chilling in Canton, and then Saturday I'm going to actual events and check everything out and the history and all that. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys updated. If I will get a vlog, it probably won't be up to about next week if I had to guess. Yeah, got the vlogging camera. I just don't know how much they let you record. I'm honestly not too sure. But if they let me record, might do a little vlog camera, see a little bit of history up in Canton, Ohio. I think that might be pretty cool. I just want to go up there and see some history and all that good stuff. So. All right, so looking at, let's see, some defensive stats here. Trying to see for the defense. Come on, man. This isn't what I want. I swear, you can look up defensive stats and it'll give you offensive. It'll give you everything but defensive stats, man. Come on. Okay, so here's some stats. 2020 regular season stats. So the Bengals offense had 318 total first downs, and the defense gave up 343. They gave up 91 out of 210 third down conversions. So that would be 43%. So 43 Yeah, so 43% of the time, the opposing team was getting a first down on third down. Yeah. 10 for 16. So 10 for 16, well, that's about 58, 60%, give or take. So if they went for it on fourth down, there was a great chance that that team was going to get it. Gave up over 6,200 yards. Over there, 2,300 of those were rushing yards from the opposing team. And 3,800 were passing yards from the opposing team. The completion to attempt percentage was 340 to 541 with 11 interceptions and 7.3 being the average reception. Our defense got 17 sacks compared to the opponent's 48. Yikes. Opponent's 47 touchdown to the Bengals 33. Well, that's going to lead to a bunch of L's. 47 to 30, or yeah, what was it? 47 to 33 touchdown ratio. The opposing team to Cincinnati. 13 rushing touchdowns, 32 passing touchdowns, and 2 defensive touchdowns for our opponents. And the turnover ratio was -7. So there's some defensive stats. I'm trying to see where they rank along the league. That's what I'm looking for you next. So if you got any interesting stats of your own that you can find, put it in the comment section, either live or post-production. I love when you guys do some research of your own or know something on top of your head and you guys put in the comment section for me to see because I find it really intriguing. Trying to find some articles where they rank, but most of them are only 20 and up, and the Bengals aren't in that, so that would mean 21 to last. I don't know why I can't find good stats whenever I need them. Here we go. All right, so this is ranked upon yards per game. The Cincinnati Bengals were one 30, 29, 28, 27. 27 out of 32. Yeah, that's not good. So yards per game, the best was by the Los Angeles Rams at 281. The worst was with the Detroit Lions, 419th. And the Bengals were at 389 a game, which was 27 out of 32 in the league. Not good. 6,200 yards in total. There's that. And the reason that concerns me most is because that's worst in the division. Pittsburgh was third in the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens were either 7 or 8. And the Browns are about average, about 15. So, and then you have Bengals almost dead last. It's concerning. When it came to yards per game on the aerial attack, Bengals were about bottom. That were about, let's see, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19 if I counted correctly. So about just below average. Just below average for the aerial attack for Cincinnati. In the rushing attack, and that's with 241 yards allowed per the aerial attack. And then for rushing, I'm scared to see this. 32, 31, 30, and 29th. With 148 rushing yards per game. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno. So there's that, and then we'll go points allowed all season. Better than I expected. Either 23 or 22, depending on what I counted correctly, out of 32. So once again, below average. And that was with 424 points per game allowed and 26 and a half per game. So 26 plus points a game. So the reason why I didn't want to pull up stats was because, well, I mean, that's why. It's pretty obvious they were below average to almost to last in every category. So for people like, oh, pull some stats, that's why I didn't want to go over, because they're bad. And so for the people who are saying, give him another shot, well, the people who are opposing you and are saying, why did we bring him back? They're looking at this. But nonetheless, it sounds like he'll be returning in 2021. He'll get another shot at things to see if he can turn around this defense. And who knows? Become average, above average, possibly. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, post-production. Where do you think the Bengals are ranked defensively? Will it be top 15, top 20, top 25, top 10? And let me know why as well, on why you think where they'll rank. I'm going to go ahead and get a last couple questions, comments, and concerns from my beautiful people that are here live, and then I'm going to wrap this one up. So if you haven't already, if you're watching this live post-production, smash that like button and follow me on my socials. Greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and see what we're saying in chat. Hendrickson in the place of Lawson, was that good? Hendrickson was second in the league in sacks. Lawson was second in the league in QB hurries. So was it a great replacement? Yes. Who would I rather have? I'm not sure. I got to see how this season turns out and see how he does in New York and see how Hendrickson does in Cincinnati. And then I can give you a clear-cut answer. But I definitely like what I've seen of Hendrickson so far. He's definitely a huge playmaker that we need. Need a secret ball cap camera. Anything on Trey Turner? Not that I've seen. I've not seen much on Trey Turner. You're good, John. You're good. I really thought the Browns were the third hottest team at the end of the playoffs. Stuart Monty said, who gonna fix that defense? Well, we'll find out this season if it's gonna be Mr. Lou Anarumo or 2022 if it's gonna be somebody else coming in. So who Stuart, but we will see. Edward said, bad play calls and concepts. There were some personal issues, but D sucks this year after all. This turnaround the draft, Lou has to be gone. Yeah, I mean, the highest pick he's gonna get to fix that defense, if that's what you want to say, would be rounds 3 to 5, because number 1 and number 2 are gonna be all offense. Rounds 3 to 5, you're looking at some defensive picks right there. So he's not gonna be able to choose first round talent, second round talent. He's gonna have to pick some players that are mid-round draft picks to come in and make an impact. So once again, you gotta look at the players he's drafted that are on the defensive side of the ball and the players he currently has, because he's making some of these choices on the defensive side of the ball. Just like I've been saying, the acquisitions we've got and the players we let go on the defensive side of the ball. Stuart said, could we see Gino come back? Is that even an option? I've seen a lot of people saying that in my comments lately, and I mean, you could, but there's just no spot for him. Gino is not even a third of what he used to be. And, he's obviously an all-time great for the Bengals organization. He'll probably be in the ring, the Hall of Fame they just introduced today, or the Ring of Honor, one day for Cincinnati. But there's just not a spot. You signed DJ Reader last season from Houston, paid him really good money. I'm pretty sure like 50 plus million. He got injured, missed the whole season, so he's going to come back healthy. You just signed Larry Unganjobi, so you're going to have him as well. You brought back Mike Daniels, and you have a few other guys in the interior. I just think if you bring him back, there's nowhere to play him. He'd be defensive tackle 3, defensive tackle 4 with the way he plays now. So could they bring him back for leadership purposes? If he's that leadership type of player in the locker room, yes, they definitely could. Will they? Probably not, because why spend that money? Even though it'd be a veteran deal, he's most likely going to go to a quote unquote competitor, Kansas City Chiefs, Bill Belichick in New England. You guys see all these veterans go to these teams late in their career. Tom Brady and the Bucks, like players like his caliber type of player will go there. I think he'll end up going to Minnesota with Mike Zimmer, just like Mackenzie Alexander and Mike Zimmer, former defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, now head coach for the Vikings. I love Mike. I love you, Mike Zimmer. I think that's where he'll end up personally, just because Mike Zimmer is going to get him a shot. Yeah, I think Higginson in the place of Lawson was good. Like I said, he's second in sacks, where Lawson was second in hurries. You could say whatever you want about that stat. Some people say they like hurries more because it could be more of an independent stat than sacks. I don't know how much I agree with that, but some people do agree with that. So yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out though throughout the season. Stewart then said, who is our key leadership on the defensive line? Yeah, I mean, looking into things, we don't have that veteran Carlos Dunlap, that veteran Geno Atkins. So that's a great one. I think you just got to see who performs the greatest. Hoping that it's Trey Hendrickson, because how much we paid the man. I would hope that he would come in and be that captain caliber player. But we'll have to see. I think DJ Reader will make a big impact in the locker room with him returning the season healthy. I think definitely look for his name to be out there. Larry Unganjobi, who was with Cleveland, so he's going to be able to play his former team twice a year, and he knows the division well. He knows it's a trenches game in the National Football League, so, I think he's good. And then you got Sam Hubbard, who, once again, is returning on another season. So, I don't know, to say one player will stick out, to be a captain more than the others and have that leadership role. I don't know, because we don't have that Carlos Dunlap, Geno Atkins. I mean, even Pecco back in the day. Pecco, I mean, yeah, he wasn't a stud. I mean, you could say he was if you're a Bengals fan, but he was just a great locker room guy, very high performing. You get your money's worth when Pecco was on the field. So we'll have to see who steps up in that leadership role, but there are guys to do it. We'll just have to see who it is. That's a great question. Hubbard is the leader on the D line. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, Hubbard most of the time isn't even on the field. He's not healthy. So, I want Hubbard to be healthy. I want him to come back. I would like him to get to the quarterback more often. I know he's more of a rush stopping in. But in the National Football League, you got to get to the quarterback. You just have to get to the quarterback. So, I like Sam Hubbard. Obviously, he's an Ohio guy. I hope the best for him, and I hope he can have a beast season. But to say I think he'll be a leader more than anybody else in that D-line, I'm not too sure I'm going to jump on that right away, personally. But, he definitely, excuse me, I didn't mean to tap the mic, but he definitely could. He's an Ohio-bred guy. He is a fan favorite. So a lot of people are going to say Hubbard. We'll see if he can stay, if he can stay healthy on the field. Thanks for the stream. Loose performance has been a serious watch. I don't want to waste another season. Hey, you're welcome, Stuart. Have a great rest of your day. The weekend is coming up. Tomorrow is Friday. I hope every single one of you, Houday Nation and DCTV family, have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Have fun. Stay healthy. And as always, Houday, you know how that goes. Have a great weekend. Edward said Lawson is strong, but get leverage because of his size. Hendrickson is an upgrade, says Edward. Zach said, should we draft Mac Jones or Sam Erlinger with the 5th pick? And we towards Mac Jones. You're funny. So any last questions, comments, or concerns before I head up out of here? Either surrounding Lou, or the Cincinnati Bengals protecting him, even though I already answered that, or any other questions in general, comments, concerns before I head up out of here. I appreciate every single one of you staying tuned in. I really appreciate it. Jonathan Collinsworth, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Once again, guys, I just want to give you just thank you. You guys have been killing the support lately. The comments have been crazy. I know it's because draft, there's like 20-something days left. So you guys, Team Chase, Team Panay, Team Pitts, going crazy. Keep doing your thing on that. You guys been killing the like button, the subscribe button. We're growing so fast. It's awesome. I know a lot of you just want that damn New Stripes jersey, but we have to wait until they release them. But yeah, I've also been kind of flirting with the idea of doing some Reds content. It looks like the Cincinnati Reds, I don't want to get my hopes up, but it looks like they might have a good little productive season going for them. So if you like some Red Legs content, let me know. Definitely have kind of flirted with the idea, but I'm not as knowledgeable with baseball as I am football, to be completely honest. Hey, I hope you're right, Edward. I really do. I really hope you're right, man. And Huday as well. Can we still get Trey Turner and Russell Okon? Yeah, I mean technically they have the cap, especially just releasing Giovanni Bernard, but will they? Most likely not, because they're probably just going to draft and get someone on a cheaper rookie contract, in my opinion. And no, I don't believe there is a release date for the jerseys, but I really think it'll be soon. I think it'll be before the draft. But yeah. Well, with all that said, Huda Nation and DCTV family, thank you for joining into another live stream. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, hit that like button, join the DCTV family. Like I said, everyone have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Have a lot of fun. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully in Cincinnati we get some nice weather. We've had some pretty nice weather. Here within the past few days. Today it was a little rainy off and on, but it's been pretty nice this past weekend. So everyone enjoy themselves this weekend. I don't know if I will be streaming because, like I said, I will be in Canton, Ohio tomorrow and Saturday, maybe even Sunday at the Hall of Fame little area in Canton, Ohio. So I'm excited. I might do a vlog, like I said, depending on the restrictions on footage and how much you can take photos and record. If I'm able to, I'll try to get a vlog for you guys if you're interested in that. If not, well, I guess I might see you guys Tuesday or anytime there's breaking news. So appreciate every single one of you joining the stream. As always, stay you, stay true, and Huday.